All right, welcome, gentlemen. I guess we're the podcast tonight, so
Yeah,
we'll
we're an upgrade. I mean, the
Better than Debt League.
pretty shitty.
I mean, clearly.
They're upgrade.
I mean, the hair alone of the gentleman on this podcast, clearly an upgrade.
Yeah,
Oh.
all right.
Yeah,
It might be gray, but it's still there.
that's right.
It's that distinguished look, Crick.
Yeah, I know, right?
Little salt and pepper.
Both distinguished. Bean's
that
got
right.
pen going on.
Now I got a lot of gray in through here, especially in the. Let me see, but especially in the.
Yeah.
Come on, there's a lot there.
Bean. Come at me, Bean.
It's if I could grow a beard, I'd probably match you pretty good. I got bald spots like here. I'd look like I had mange if I tried to grow a beard. It'd be horrible. So we do the official. Sorry, my dog's trying to kill each other in the background. Well, I guess we'll make it official. Welcome to the Tonto's Demise podcast. I am one of your hosts, Kevin Bean, Tonto Bowl something and something back-to-back champion.
I am Josh Hayward, current Tonto Bowl champion.
Biscuits and porn. Previous Tonto Bowl champion somewhere in the past. Maybe 6 years ago. I don't know. It's been a while now. We need to rectify that shit.
I've always meant to ask you, what is the origin of biscuits and porn?
Biscuits and porn?
Yeah.
I'll tell you. So there is a place in Nags Head, North Carolina, on the Outer Banks called Biscuits and Porn. It's the shittiest gas station you've ever seen in your life. You would never stop there if you did not know it was inside. They have the most killer breakfast biscuit sandwiches in the world and an entire rack of porn magazines. So apparently, supposedly about 20 years ago, they became very popular with the surfers on the Outer Banks. And they would, let's go get some biscuits and porn. And they would go there for the food and the porn. So they just kind of, I didn't know they made that many porn magazines still, honestly. Like you walk in, it's like the shittiest sitco station you've ever seen in your life. And they have a whole shitload of merch. They got porn and like killer homemade cheddar biscuits and fucking pan-fried buttermilk fried chicken. It's like unbelievable. So good. If you're on the Outer
That's
Banks,
phenomenal.
Milepost 10. Not a sponsor.
That is phenomenal. Like I always enjoyed the name just on the comedic level, but now that I know the background,
it's a legit
winner.
place. Yeah.
It's a winner.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I didn't know it was a legit place.
Yeah.
But seriously, if I was driving by a place called Biscuits and Porn, there's no way I'm not stopping.
Well,
Yeah.
so they did like 2 years ago when we went there, they didn't have a sign out front. It was just like it was like the signpost with the gas station numbers and then like an empty sign, like the wind blew it out. But this past summer they had a sign in there that said biscuits and porn. Like, so
That's amazing.
we waited in a line that went all the way around the convenience store this past year. And with the first time we were there, the cops were coming out with like fucking 2 bags full of shit. It's like that's how you know it's legit. The cops are coming out with the shit. It's got to be.
Those are always the best places.
Yeah.
When I was in Memphis, I just stopped a random guy in the street and I was like, "Hey, where's a good place to eat around here? I don't want to go to a shitty chain restaurant. Like, tell me a good place to eat." And he was like, "Oh, you want the rib door?" And I was like, "The what?" And he's like, "Come here, I'll show you." So it was just like on the strip, just an open door. He's like, "Oh, the door's open. She has ribs." He's like, "If the door's closed, there's no ribs, but if it's open, there's ribs." And he just yelled up this like stairwell, and this little old woman like comes toddling around the corner, and she's like, "Y'all want ribs?" And he's like, "Yeah, they want ribs." And she brings down like 2 styrofoam takeout containers with ribs in them, and they were the best fucking ribs I've ever eaten in my entire life. They were unbelievable.
So this place, the first time we were there, we went in there and I ordered a breakfast sandwich because I got one of the last homemade biscuits that they had. And I said, let me get like 3 pieces of fried chicken, legs and thighs. And she goes, okay. And there's like a little like window there where like the warming trays are. And this guy walks over with a skillet with fried chicken in it. It goes to put it into the warming tray. And she takes it out of the warming tray and puts it in the styrofoam container And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like you hand breaded this shit and you pan fried it and now it's going into my thing. Like, this is fucking awesome. So I don't know. Maybe I like Southern fried chicken. That's what I was raised on. So
Hell yeah, man.
I'm good with that shit. So
Nice.
biscuits and
Josh,
porn.
that's amazing. Josh, you know you're muted.
Yeah, I knew I was muted. I was checking
Probably
you.
for the best.
It's 100% on purpose.
Fuck yeah, I was on purpose. What? I mean, couldn't. Yeah. All right. No, I didn't know I was muted.
Let me see. I'm gonna pull up
Wait, don't we have to do like
unfinished business.
I
Yeah.
got finished
What's the
business.
unfinished? Do we have some trades we gotta talk about?
We
Oh,
do.
yeah. Well,
There's some
I'll
shitty
I'll
ass trades we gotta talk about.
I'll pull all that stuff up, but I think unfinished business is first. So I guess we'll start there.
All right. You're the host. We're just gonna follow you.
Oh God, that's a lot of pressure. I guess we're doing unfinished business.
Unfinished business.
Unfinished business. This is my base
Josh,
voice.
do you have any unfinished business this week?
I do have unfinished business. My unfinished business is with Herbert. Not with Tree, because Tree played a good game. His guy, except his kicker. What the fuck was up with that? Mar with 21 points. I mean, Jesus. What the? Anyway, Herbert. Fuck you. I mean, seriously, you 30 seconds, just don't throw a pick. Like, that's all you have to do. Yeah, you lost the game, but don't lose the game for your fantasy dudes. Like, there's a bunch of dudes out there that have you as their fantasy quarterback. How many did you screw over with that pick? That's what I want to know.
I mean, from a monetary standpoint, I was just happy he didn't throw a pick six at that point because I had the Chargers plus 5.5. So bam.
Rowan.
You got like there's a strobe effect going on over there at the fucking champ's house. I don't have a lot of unfinished business. I mean, I thought I had laying dead to rights this week. No Cooper Cup, but then I got Stafford getting KO'd for the second week in a row, and then the Washington Commanders deciding to play some fucking defense. So I was screwed from the get-go on that. That I knew right away that was going to kill me. So that's all right. I take the loss. Still got second place by 1, so I'll take it.
Yeah, you're in the playoffs. Don't whine. Take
Yeah.
your Brady points away this week and shut up.
Yeah. There's no Brady points going away this week. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll tell you what, if I got to sell a kidney to make this happen, I will.
I will drop somebody before.
My unfinished business is with Coach, and I use that term loosely, Shanahan. You trade for Christian McCaffrey, and then you want to make sure that he splits carries evenly with Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell? You have Christian McCaffrey. Like, absolutely ridiculous. Now, last week he scored some more points, and he's on the right track. But come on, don't give me that Elijah Mitchell bullshit. It's CMC. You put him in, you use him like the monster that he is, and you quit screwing around. That's my unfinished business. That's all I got. All right.
That's fair.
Anybody have anything else before we move on?
No, my business is now finished.
It's no longer unfinished. Let's see here. Okay. Gonna pull up. It's the transaction. So I guess we got to talk about a trade first.
We should probably do that.
All right. So
I don't
trade
know.
time. Excellent.
Something like
Dog
that,
shit
right?
we did. So where was the trade? Trying to find it.
It is. You got to hit the trade button on the top.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Hit trades right there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, this bullshit.
This is some shitty shit right here.
Why do you say it's shitty shit?
Like,
So Jonathan Taylor Thomas, Scary Terry McLaurin, and Cole Kmet in exchange for Jamar Chet Chase, and Ezekiel Elliott. Um, I mean,
Like,
personally, I think my evaluation of this trade is fuck you, Josh.
Josh, what the fuck, dude? Like,
Uh,
And fuck you, Disco.
yeah.
so I know why Disco did it because I play him in week 14. And I hope Disco gets in the playoffs by beating me in week 14. And why I did it is I got number 1 and number 2 the next 2 weeks, and I got to beat them. I got to beat one of them at least at a minimum in order to get in. I can't hold my breath and wait to beat Disco in week 14.
Are some of these players on their bye week, week 14?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
And that's sort of what makes it, you know, and I play Disco on they're all on this bye on the same week. So it's not like I'm losing.
Oh yeah. So Jonathan Taylor and Terry McLaurin are both on bye on week 14.
Yeah. And that's why
And Cole Kmet. You got the entire this was a week 14 buy trade.
yes. And that's sort of why I think Disco was wanting to do this, but I needed running back help. Scary Terry and Chase. I mean, Chase will score a little bit more points, but Jonathan Taylor's going to score more than Zeke.
Yeah,
Oh God, yeah.
that's fair for sure.
So
Zeke should be barely above riding the bench at this point, like Tony Pollard.
I think giving up on Chase is kind of like
I didn't give up. I didn't give up on him. I needed him
he's coming back next week. Like I don't know. I
in
guess
that offense, like
I feel like Cole Kmet's kind of like the.
Oh no, he just threw that in because he's a cool guy.
Yeah, he just needed an extra bench spotter for something or whatever. You probably need to pick up a kicker.
Well, I had to put Kyle Pitts on IR, which sort of saved me the weekly struggle of trying to start a pick every week and him having me banging my friggin' head all against the wall. But yeah, now I've got 2 really bad tight ends.
I mean, McLaurin's like he's got the Falcons and the Giants. He should be okay. I mean, not this week. I mean, he's playing the Falcons this week, so he'll probably stub a toe. I'm hoping. That's my hope. We'll get to that in the matchups probably. But.
Wishing injury on it.
Are you wishing injury? You know what? I fucking hope Tom Brady gets Alzheimer's during the game.
Tom Brady's going to go to prison halfway.
You should hope that Tom Brady gets remarried during halftime. That's what you should hope.
He's going to go to jail for his insider trading or whatever he's being investigated for with that cryptocurrency thing going down.
They won't book till Monday. It's fine. No, I mean the trade it is what it is. Like it's a good trade. I mean, Disco's picking up he's probably going to keep Jamar Chase, I would think, next year.
Yeah, that's where a lot of the value comes from too.
But and you got something to try to make a last ditch effort here. Like where are you on the standings? I don't even know. I'm
in 5th, but it's if I lose, being that I play in the first and second team, I mean, if I lose the next 2 games, I'm pretty much done.
Well, I mean, you're gonna lose this game. So let's just be real.
Well, I mean, now that Jacoby and Myers is down at fucking hospital.
Yeah, he's at Minnesota. He's at Minnesota General or Minneapolis General or something right now, getting his arm looked at.
So with this trade, now that you point out the week 14 situation, like you still won the trade. Just overall, because the rest of the season isn't just week 14. But when you look at it in that aspect for what's going to happen come week 14,
yeah,
it is really interesting that way.
But I still have Najee Harris and I have backups for Terry McLaurin. So it's not like I don't have people to put in, but it was sort of like, well, if I don't do this, then I don't know. I run risks if I don't do it. If I do it, the only risk I have is week 14. So I did it and let the chips fall where they may.
It's an interesting trade. I can't say like I can't say I hate it. It's I don't know. That's super interesting now that I know that week 14 piece of it. But still, the up and down, long and short of it is that you won the trade. I don't think there's any question there.
Might be my first trade win.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would agree.
Jim, do you have any other thoughts on it?
No, I think looking at it and seeing the week 14 thing, I mean, Zeke's kind of a shell of himself. He's the torch is being passed to Pollard. That's pretty obvious. Taylor, I mean, he's been hurt, so you know what you got there. Chase has been hurt, so I think in a win now situation, yeah, that's it's a good trade. It sure is.
And
And
I think we're heading into running back season too, and I think Jonathan Taylor's he's going to really come on here in the
Yeah, I
next
mean,
few
as long as he
weeks.
stays healthy. I mean, he's been hurt, and as long as he doesn't get, have another issue down the stretch
Mhm.
here, he should be the guy. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on with the Colts here with the Jeff Saturday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he plays Pittsburgh on Monday, so I hope their defense shows up. But that's just a personal thing.
gonna be all day, I think.
I mean, he can be great after this Monday night, so it's fine.
What if we meet in the playoffs? Let's say I make it and we meet in the playoffs. Is he all right? Is it okay if he's good that week?
No, he should probably hurt that too.
I heard he was taking that week off.
Yeah.
So
That's
he's
probably
got- he's-
is that week. The playoffs start week 14. I hope they start week 14.
Yeah, I heard he's got scheduled vacation time coming up.
Mhm.
A little PTO.
Right. Exactly. So
All right, let's see what our trannies look like here. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. All right, so
mhm.
wait, let's go to Fab Offer so we can see what actually happened here. All right, so
Until I got Cole Kmet, I was actually gonna put a bid in for Taysom Hill, but it definitely was $98.
So Disco gets Taysom Hill on a $98 offer with Hillbillies and Yinzer Jags at 6-3.
I was gonna put in like $2 or $3. I wasn't gonna put in 98.
Wow.
you know what's interesting that I noticed before this week? We were this deep into the season, and Disco had like a bunch of moves in, but he had only spent like $3 or something crazy like that. He had almost all of his budget.
I just pulled this up on my computer because I don't usually look on the computer, and I just saw that I have $176 worth of waiver budget available. So
Yeah, I have something crazy like that too.
might be time to start fucking spending. Yeah, Shawshank, you got 156. Ed Logger's got 198. So there's some heavy hitters at the top of the board here with a lot of money to spend.
Not this guy.
Hey, I have a question. I wonder what the record is all time for Fab spent on one guy in a season, because Taysom's got to be approaching that. $98 here. I think Craig spent 100 and some on him.
Yeah, I think it's been over 100 at some point for sure.
Oh no, wait. It's got to be Peterson, $200.
Yeah, who did that? That was like what?
That was Gags. Gags did that.
Yeah.
It was like week 2 or 3.
I believe he said he was like, it was a mistake. I didn't mean to spend that, but screw it, I did it, so it's on me. Like he just owned it.
So we had 2 Fab transactions this week: Taysom Hill and the ungodly amount that Disco paid, and Demarcus Robinson
Mm-hmm.
over. So let's see, Brian got him for $39 over Ed for $18.
Yep.
I mean,
And this bullshit.
paying for a 1 week showing.
I mean, yeah, what has he even done recently?
I don't know. He's also on the injury report as of today. So Taysom Hill hasn't really done much lately, I don't think. Did he have a
No,
good week last week? I don't know.
He had like one pass last week.
Mm.
Yeah, one reception for 2 yards.
He had 8.7 fantasy points.
Yeah, like he hasn't really done dick to be spending all that money on.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get what the thought process was.
I mean, Disco's gonna watch this and he's gonna be like, "Fuck you all, y'all fucking talking shit on me." Like, we all know what's happening.
He's super thankful for us, remember?
Love you, Disco.
Yeah, he'd be like, no, you see, you guys don't understand why I got. I'm sorry, babe. What? And, yeah, no, I'm podcasting. Yeah, yeah, okay. No, I'll do it later. Sorry, what were we talking about?
That's also what Disco would say. Yeah.
Taysom Hill. Yeah. He's fucking stuck.
I mean, I don't know. Like, where's he at on the fab budget? Let's see. He still has. So he spent what, $98? He
Yeah,
still has $99. So he wasn't spending anything before that.
no, that's what I was saying. He had a
Maybe it's a
shit ton of
keeper
fab
thing. Maybe
money.
he's thinking keeper on that. I don't know.
He could be. I mean, Taysom Hill's an interesting player. He could be doing a lot more in that offense than what he is, but he hasn't been. So I don't know. I know it's we're getting towards the end of the season, and Disco isn't quite throwing in the towel, but is like getting
Well,
there.
he's throwing in the towel. He's got a real shot at winning, and I think with that Week 14 thing, he's hoping obviously to be able to beat me, but I'm hoping to be already locked up before it even gets to Week 14.
He's gonna get past me, and
Pipe dream.
no chance.
Hey, I still got Detling next. I'm figuring I got to win at least one out of these next 3 games.
Oh, I hope Detling's ready to kneel down to you.
I'm ready. I got to be able to beat you and Detling in order to win. So I got to go through one of you.
That's true. That's true. Oh, I didn't notice this. By the way, while I'm looking at the standings, Detling has clinched a playoff spot. By the way,
Yeah. Well, he's a
Has
cunt.
he?
yep. And I would assume if I win this week, I would probably clinch as well.
If he was any kind of man, he'd bench his players next week.
He's not going to.
Play nothing but his kicker next week.
Yeah, that kicker. Yeah, I don't
That's
even.
right.
I don't even. Has, but he's pretty good.
That's how you go out of legend. But you know what? He doesn't have the balls. He doesn't have the commitment to
He
winning.
doesn't have the balls to do it. He won't do it.
He, if he was a man, he'd do it.
He's
Yeah,
not.
but he's not. I guess. He's a little bitch.
Jeez.
Definitely, I love you. You're not a little bitch.
All right.
All right, so let's look at the So I mean, of these two, I mean,
Taysom
Demarcus
Hill still
Robinson
winning.
for $39 or Taysom Hill for 98. Like, do I have to pick one of them?
Are the fab offers?
Yeah.
Oof. They're both kind of painful. I don't. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Disco with Taysom Hill for the
Yeah.
I want that guy aspect of it. $98. Ain't messing around.
He went out and got his guy. Good
I mean,
job, Disco.
yeah, because Demarcus Robinson, he worked as the number one last week, but he didn't even practice today. So he was listed as non-participant on Thursday's practice report. So
I mean, did he pick him up thinking like because Rashad Bateman's getting foot surgery, so he's done for the year? Like he's gonna
well,
be
he went 9 for 128 last week. So
okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
All right. Well,
We all know who the offense runs through in Baltimore, right? Who the offense runs through who?
I would love to say it's Lamar Jackson, but the points that he scored for me do not seem indicative of that.
It's Mandrews. It's Mandrews.
That's all right.
Hey, I want to point out the guy who drafted that Mandrews super late and then was able to keep him for a whole bunch of seasons and win a title with him. Who did that?
That's great, but I have him now, so I don't care. Yes, that was great, but
That's true. And when you drafted him, I was like I almost shed a tear because I wanted him back.
I know that was a rough draft. That was a rough pick for me because I wanted him or Kelsey, and I thought about Kelsey, and I was thinking, kind of like Andrews better.
Well, I thought for sure Kelsey would go first, and I was just hoping Andrews would make it to me.
Yeah, like I mean, he's been a little banged up. That kind of hurt me a little bit, but that's okay. He seems to be back to normal now, so we're good.
So of the transactions, there's actually a lot of action this week. In
On the
grand scheme of
non-fab stuff.
yeah. I mean, there was also some fab that was uncontested.
Oh, Greg Greg Dortch on a pickup there. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh, Tyler Conklin. That's a Yinzer Jag pickup. How he was still sitting there out there?
Yeah. There was some people that were surprising. Like I was surprised that
Well,
Sky Moore was sitting out there, honestly.
He was running with Isaiah Likely without any other tight end. So that's not surprising that he would make. Well, he picked up Logan Thomas also. Is this all today? Is today the 23rd? Oh,
No, today's 24th.
there's a lot of action yesterday. So Detling picked up Logan Thomas and Tyler Conklin.
Yeah.
Okay. You gave up on Stone Smart. I see that.
Yeah, he was a dart throw to get some kind of points when Everett went down.
Oh, there's another fab thing there. We didn't see it because it was uncontested, but Brian picked up Samaji P. Ryan on $29 waiver pickup. It was uncontested, so he just wasted $29.
And dropped Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah,
Chuba Hubbard, I should say.
but
why would you
I know
spend much money on P Ryan?
P. Ryan had some buzz though. I remember seeing him a couple different
Well,
places as like
he's
you should
only
pick
good
up
if
this
Uh,
guy.
he's only good if Mixon stays out, though. That's the only issue. He scored 3 touchdowns last week because Mixon was in concussion protocol.
Yeah.
I think Mixon's gonna play.
Yeah, Mixon's playing, so
Yeah. Then he sucks and you waste your money.
but
Uh,
Gags went Zay Jones over Daryl Henderson. Probably a good move. I mean, Daryl
Yeah.
Henderson's probably just wasting space there.
I honestly love this Greg Dortch pickup. I really do. I was the two people I was surprised to see still sitting out there was Greg Dortch because he's had a couple of good weeks here lately, and Sky Moore. I mean, he hasn't done all that much, but with all the injuries that they have, that's a great pickup, and he's a rookie. So,
Greg Dortch had one good week, the last week.
oh, I thought he had a week earlier in the season that he was pretty good too.
Yeah, the first 3 weeks. Oh, the Vikings just scored. That's great. Fantastic. I think that was a must have been a kickoff return because the scoring drive was 0 plays, 0 time of possession. So that's good. Now
Yeah, halftime was over at 10:09 according to the.
oh yeah, it was a kickoff return all the way up.
Nice.
That's nice. Gotta love that. So whoever has the Vikings D is feasting tonight, unless they're on their bench, is also a possibility.
I like that
More
that high
bench.
score. Keep everybody scoring.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd like to see Ramondre pick it up a little bit.
Tied at
It's
23.
4 hours. Let's move on.
Yeah, so Greg Dortch, he went 9 for 103 last week. I mean, Rondale Moore got injured on that first play, so that's kind of an issue. Who knows? Greg Dortch also didn't practice today. He's sidelined with a thumb injury. He required an MRI, so that's not good.
Oh wow, well, that does suck.
But yeah,
Yeah, first 3 weeks he was pretty solid, and then he dropped off. I don't know if he got hurt or what.
I mean, the Arizona offense is kind of a shit show. I mean, you got Colt McCoy throwing the rock right now, so
Yeah,
That guy's-
is Murray hurt? I didn't even see what happened there.
Yeah, he's hurt. He's
yeah,
out.
hurt. So
So overall, who's the pickup of the week?
Ryan suck up.
No, actually, I would say just based on who he has, I would say Detling with Conklin. I mean, he picked up Logan Thomas and Conklin, and his only tight end before that was Isaiah Likely. So that's hard to. I mean, that's an improvement either way on any level because Isaiah Likely is not going to be at the level he needs him to be a starting tight end on your fantasy roster because that was the only tight end he had last.
Yeah,
week.
look at the targets, man.
Yeah.
8, 9, 7. Yeah, he's not getting a ton of yards, but he really does have a shit ton of targets. So that's good value there. You know, I'll agree with you, Jim.
Yep.
I'll agree with you. I think it's a good pickup. Josh, were you seriously you sticking with Ryan Suckup or
No, no. I actually considered picking up Conklin, but I didn't want too many Jets on my team, and I already got the Jets defense. Um,
Always a good idea to not invest too heavily with the Jets.
yeah, I don't know. I do like this guy Moore pickup just because Juju's supposed to play this week, but I don't know. He might not.
I
I
hope he
don't know.
does.
Logan Thomas is one of those toss ups too. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sticking with Ryan Suckup.
All right. So let's move on to the matchups. Where we at here?
It's two things to the right there, being
Oh, you'll be happy to
big
know that Jacoby Myers is
big
back in the
word
game.
and match. There you go.
All right. Well, I gotta go past my own. Okay.
Did you pick a
So
matchup of the week? Do you have a matchup of the week already? Ready to go?
no. Oh, wow, that's easy. It's got to be this one at the bottom. Got the podcasters going against each other.
Yeah, but Brian stinks.
I mean, Matt already clinched a playoff spot, so it doesn't really matter who he goes up against.
Yeah, so that's not a matchup of the week.
Okay.
I would say Disco versus Possum because whoever loses is probably out of it. Or that one.
Or
No, not
or Josh and I.
yeah. I was gonna say because if I beat him, that gives me a really good shot at getting in. If I lose, then I'm on the cusp of not making it. Hey, wait, 5.9. Hey, Jacoby and Myers is back.
Yeah, he's back. I
Guess
guess
the X-ray turned out okay.
he didn't fracture his arm.
That's good.
Let's let's do this as the matchup of the week, just so that way we're not choosing any of our own teams.
Disco
That's
opossum.
Yeah.
so
We'll make
impossible because
Perfect.
seriously, loses that game is probably on the outside looking in.
Yeah, I agree.
100%. Yeah, if either one of them, yeah, whoever loses this is done.
All right.
All right, so let's just we'll go from the bottom up. How's that? So we'll start with Hillbillies on PCP versus Yinzer Jags. Jim, why don't you take this rundown?
All right, let me take a look here. I'm going on my screen just because I can read it better because I'm old, so it's fine. So we got all right. So we had some Thursday action already on this game. Let's see here. So Yinzer Jags had Josh Allen. He had a good game today, 55 points. Davis coming up with 4 for 38. Saquon had a touchdown today. Nick Folk rolling today, couple field goals. On the other side, Hillbillies had Dak. Not a great day for Dak, but not terrible. But the Buffalo defense coming up big with the turnovers, the safety.
Couple of sacks.
Yeah.
They got way more points than what they're showing.
Yep. Looking at this, I mean, we got man. Dak coming through with the he's on the everybody who plays Houston defense train here. He had Washington last week. He's got Miami this week. That kind of throws it. That's a big one because Houston barely showed up last week, and he cashed in on that on me. So, but we got over on the other side here. We got Travis Kelce, Etienne, Devontae Adams. This is a close one, guys. I'm not sure. I'm gonna give it to Detling, Yinzer Jags. I think the Miami defense. Buffalo had a good game today, but that Miami defense is gonna show up on Sunday against Houston at home. And even with Logan Thomas in the tight end spot, I'm going with Detling on this one, guys.
I think.
So, go ahead, Josh.
I was gonna say I think with Allen beating Prescott by that much, it's gonna be really hard for Brian to make up those points. Even with Gabe Davis not doing much, I just don't think Brian's gonna have the horses. I know we're supposed to go through it position by position, but I'm just gonna go. I think Detling's gonna win by probably 40.
So looking at how it is now, I mean, it's closer than you would think it would be. And I don't think Amari Cooper can keep doing what he's done here recently. So I think that's a little more optimistic for Cooper than what reality would be. I I mean, clearly quarterback he already lost. I think these wide receivers are going to beat Detlings.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
I like Detling's running backs better though. I mean, Saquon underperformed a little bit, but I think Kenneth Walker is a stud.
Yep. I'm
Um, Kelsey's better than Thomas. I'll take Montgomery over Robinson, obviously in the flex. Kicker, I mean, it's a little bit hard to say.
I mean, folks about to add another extra point here, so
Yeah, so you got to go there. I think the Buffalo defense, though, I don't know how many points they actually scored, but it's clearly more than that.
19 minimum. Um, and I'm guessing they didn't have many running yards, but I don't know. It's hard to
I'm gonna pull it up right now. Let's see if we can get a box score here.
Just on instinct, I'm going to take B for the upset this week. I
all
think
right.
he's going to somehow gut it out. The
Two
quarterback score
deadly.
doesn't help him, but
Wait, two D's and a B?
he's
Yeah.
going to be.
I don't know what the B is, but
Has somebody changed his name to?
no.
Uh,
Two of us deadly. So two D's.
That should be. But
yeah. So all right. So I'm taking B on the upset.
all right.
All right. So then we got Ed Lager against Gags to Riches.
Wait, this
Josh,
is
why don't you run this one down?
all right. So let's see. We got some more action going on Thursday foosball. Diggs 21. That's a good game. Thielen already up to 9. Cook not doing shit. Jamal Williams 10.6. And then Gags just has Hawkinson and Bass. Bass not doing nearly what he did last week. It'd be really hard to match that. I think this looks like it's pretty even. It's going to be a toss up, but let's see. Oh, Kyler Murray's back. So Kyler Murray's back against Pat Mahomes. Ooh, I don't know. Higgins. I got to go with Ed. I think Ed looks like he's got the more stable lineup. I just don't. Keenan Allen, I almost traded for him earlier this year. Hopkins, I don't know. Maybe it's going to be close, but I think it's going to be real close. But I think Ed pulls it out.
The defenses are interesting. Baltimore against Jacksonville or Carolina against Denver. Carolina's playing better than they have any right to with
And
the
Denver,
moves that they've made. And
Yeah.
Denver's just a dumpster fire.
So I'll tell you where I think this matchup hinges right here. So Gags has Joe Mixon in there for the running back, and he has no other running back available because he's got Madison who's playing right now. And Mixon has not been practicing. He has not practiced all week with the concussion. So he's got to practice tomorrow, or he's probably not going to play. And I think that's a gigantic impact on this matchup because you got Kyler Murray back. You know, Keenan Allen's back. We saw that last week. Hopkins is back. If he, I think him and Murray, that's a good connection. But it really hinges on whether or not Mixon plays. We got Thielen and Cook are already playing, not lighting the world on fire tonight by any means.
Mm-hmm.
But Williams had a good game today. Almost hit his projection. Hawkinson's above his projection already with the touchdown. So he's good there on the tight end spot. I think he wins that over Higbee, but man, Mixon is a gigantic question mark. I think I think the matchup hinges on that.
I agree with you, but if Dalvin Cook doesn't pick it up here pretty soon, he could probably pick up somebody off waivers and score more than what Dalvin's doing right now. And
Yeah,
Williams, he got 10.6. That's not very much, though. So like I think Sanders is going to easily beat out what Williams is doing.
I would think so, yeah.
And then I look at
Definitely, he's definitely going to be out what Cook's doing, I would think.
yeah, but Hopkins is a beast. Metcalf is really hit and miss. Keenan Allen, I mean, who knows? He's just coming back from injury, so it's hard to say what he's going to do.
Yeah. I mean,
This is a
I'm,
tough one.
I think I'm going Ed on this one, only because I'm unsure on the Mixon thing. That's kind of got me questioning that one. So
If Mixon plays, I'm saying Gags takes it. If Mixon doesn't, he's got to toss somebody in off the waivers. I'll take Ed.
you got to make a choice now, man. You can't. There's
I
no
can't
way
hedge.
for the podcasting.
All right, I'm taking Gags.
You doing?
Josh,
I already picked Ed.
that's what you already picked Ed. And Jim, who did you pick again?
I'm going with Ed.
You're going with Ed. So that's 3 for Ed. All right.
No, you picked Gags.
Did I pick Gags? I did.
Yeah, you picked Gags.
Dude, it's late. I'm really tired. Sorry. Oh, I can't keep track of anything right now. All right, so then we're at we chose this as our matchup of the week, so we'll skip back to it. Biscuits and Porn versus Shawshank Athletics.
Yes, let's go. I wish I had a biscuit to eat right now. That would be amazing.
Sorry.
I wish Jacoby Myers would catch some more passes.
All right. Well, I'm running this.
Why don't you
one
lead
down.
this one, B? You should lead this one, I think.
Okay.
Probably the best.
All right. So we've got Tom Brady against Cleveland and Justin Herbert against Arizona. I'm going to take Herbert on this one. I think he's going to have a comeback. He's going to have to redeem himself a little bit. I think Cleveland's a much better defense in regards to that. And Brady is under investigation. He is divorced from one of the hottest women on the planet who also made more money than him.
He's been pretty good without her in the picture, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah, and she's already dating somebody. Like,
Oh, that was happening way before they got divorced.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I think he's a mess, man.
He
All right,
is.
then
He's a man.
we got Olave, Smith, and CeeDee Lamb against Jacoby and Myers, now back in action. Smith, Schuster, and Scary Terry McLaurin. I'm gonna go biscuits and porns wide receivers on that one. Hopefully Smith, you never know who's gonna be the receiver of the week for the Eagles. So for your sake, I hope it's Smith this week. But Olave, I think is much better than what Yahoo is giving him credit for here.
I don't think AJ Brown's been practicing either, so that's another kicker there.
Okay.
I don't think what?
AJ Brown did not practice today, so
Then we got Austin.
He could be our WR1 for the Eagles on.
I hate you.
So then we got Austin Eckler and Singletary against Henry and Taylor. I got to go Henry and Taylor there. I mean, it's not even close. I mean, Eckler's great, but I mean, Henry, this is his time, man. The colder it's going to get, the Yeti's just going to keep scoring more and more. So then we've got tight ends. That's Andrews. I'm not even going to read it. We got Patterson versus Locke. I'm going to take Lockett. I'm going to take Patterson here. Lockett's great, but it's similar to the Eagles situation that sometimes it's Metcalf, sometimes it's Lockett. You can't depend on that 100%. Kickers, we got Butker versus Locke. Give me Butker. We got Denver against Carolina or the Jets against Chicago. Ooh, that's tough. That's a tough one, man.
A minute ago, Carolina's playing better than they should be.
They
So
are
don't-
playing.
Tougher than it should be. It's the Jets. It's the Jets. Just say it.
Chicago has been not
No,
playing bad.
I don't care. Just say it. Just say it.
and Fields is playing hurt too. Somehow, Denver's so bad though.
Say it, Bean. Just say it. Just say it.
It's the Jets.
There you go. There you go.
So looking up and down the lineups,
Denver D's been pretty good, though. I'm just telling you.
I'm
No one
I'm
asked
gonna,
you.
I'm gonna go.
They've only give the most they've given up this year is 26 points. I'm just saying.
I'm going biscuits and porn. on the strength of Andrews and Olave, oddly enough. That's what's swinging it for me.
I like it.
I don't know.
I don't even
Okay.
feel like we should even talk about this because
Probably not.
we're
I'm gonna
biased.
you're gonna pick you.
Yeah.
Now let me
Why
do
you
this.
analyze
Is
this?
there any positions? Obviously the whole matchup you guys are each taking yourself. Position wise, who do you like on your opponent's team better than what you have?
Oh, I like his running backs for sure. I mean, I've got Eckler, but I mean, if a Singletary touchdown would have been nice today. I had 72 rushing yards, which was great, but a touchdown would have been great, would have been really good. CD Lamb not getting that call in the back of the end zone where he clearly looked like he had a touchdown. That's a kind of a kick in the pants. But I think Henry and Taylor I mean, Eckler could do some magical fucking shit, but that combo's tough to overcome, I think. If I had to look at anything on the sheet right now, that would be my worry right there.
Mine is Andrews. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. That guy's pretty awesome, and I don't have shit for tight end.
Yeah.
I got Komet and I got Jawan Johnson on the bench. And Johnson I put in last week because he had a good matchup, but I'm gonna basically just be either streaming or one of those two or some combination of something all the way through. But I'm not even set that I'm gonna play Komet. He's just in there as a placeholder right now.
All right. So let's go to the next one here. We have got Springfield Garbage Dopes versus Saquon It Ain't So.
How are we letting him back in this spring? He's winning. He beat me, and then who'd he beat last week?
Because this is how Craig builds his
You
teams.
guys always like Craig back in the fucking
Yeah.
season. So
Craig always starts off a little bit slow, and then he just starts winning the closer we get to the playoffs. He does it every year.
He makes it in at 6-8 somehow.
Oh, I don't think so.
I
I
don't
don't
think
think he doesn't have the points. If he's 6-8, it's going to come down to a tiebreaker, and he doesn't have the points. There's no way he makes it in, but he'll come close. All right, Jim, we're back to you. You drive the first breakdown.
Well, so let's see. The Garbage Dopes had three players on the 4:00 game today. Pollard, who after that giant showing last week didn't really do much this week.
Can we just interject for 1 second too? All the shit that Craig talked about Pollard being a top shelf running back, and you're gonna have to wow me in a trade. He gets 8.1.
Yeah, but
So
Dalton Schultz showed up today, 2 touchdowns. Gano with a good showing. Man, this is true. Garoppolo and Burrow. I don't think that projection is very accurate. I think Garoppolo is probably going to be higher than that one. Wide receivers, again, we were talking about AJ Brown. He didn't practice today. He's sick, so is he going to play? I would imagine he might play, but he may not be 100%. Craig's got Ayuk, Sutton, and Evans. Oh man, that's kind of it's on paper that's a wash, but the AJ Brown wild card there is an issue. Running backs, if you would have caught me before today, I would have said Craig had the advantage, but after the Pollard showing, kind of feel like White again, and then you got Kamara and Hunt on the other side. Schultz obviously is going to win that. I think he's going to definitely he's going to win that tight end matchup with that 19.10. Saquon ain't so with Freiermuth in this flex over Jefferson. I mean, somebody's got to catch the ball in LA, but man, without Stafford playing, that's not a good situation. Indy defense against Pittsburgh, Philly defense against Green Bay. I skipped over the kickers because Gano already kicked. We got Tucker on the other side, so that's probably a wash. Tucker's gonna light the shit up there. He always does. Man, this is a tough one. I think just because of what Schultz has already done and Gano and AJ Brown question mark, I think I'm gonna go Craig on this one, but not by much. It's gonna be a close one.
It's never nice to kiss and tell with trades, but I gotta just toss this one out there because I'm curious as to your opinions. Craig in the position that Craig is currently in, I offered him Pacheco for Pollard. Pacheco is going to have crazy keeper value for next year. He's been turning it on going in. Like, what's Craig have to play for at this point? And he, basically laughed at me for that trade. I didn't think it was that bad of an offer, and there was no way he was going for it.
Well, coming off of what Pollard's done the last 3 games, I think that's probably a valid. I mean,
What
Pollard's
does he need him for?
well, I mean, he could keep him, I guess.
I guess.
Zeke's not going to run forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pollard has keeper value too. You got to look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Actually, if I was Craig, don't think I would have taken that.
No.
We could have packaged it up though, but all right, I see your point.
Josh, what do you think on the matchup?
All right.
Yeah, I was sitting here thinking about that. I was looking at Jay's line. Jay has a good lineup. Other than Fryermuth and the flex, I think basically Burrow's going to have a good day. A.J. Brown's going to catch everything out of Philadelphia. Nobody else can catch.
If he plays.
Oh, he's going to play. He's going to play. Don't worry about it. He'll play and get all the touchies. I think the Philadelphia defense is way better than Indy's defense. Pittsburgh's actually been playing fairly well, not great, but fairly well. I'm going to take Jay.
I'm going to take Jay too. I think Burrow's going to light it up. Let's see who Jay has on his bench if Brown doesn't play. There's an interesting question. He's got Claypool. Because Parker played. So we'd be looking at Claypool instead.
I also want you to see that Craig has a guy on IR that's not on IR, Josh. So don't give me that.
Oh, he's going to lose Garoppolo points. He's going to lose Garoppolo points. So that's even worse than he's a D.
Oh, man, Craig.
No.
Craig's in trouble.
Oh, Gregory.
Better get him off of there. You'll end up losing Garoppolo points.
That's not how it works, man.
I overall though, I'm going to go Jay. Hunt's better than what he's getting projected. Kamara's a stud. Tyler Boyd is great. He hasn't been playing that way, but he could go off anytime. I think the Philadelphia defense is going to absolutely smoke Green Bay, especially after losing last week. Like they've got something to prove this week. Yeah, I got to go Jay on this one.
Philly didn't lose last week; they lost 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
But yeah, I got you.
They almost lost last week.
Yeah, it came close, but all right. So then we are up to Darkwing Jut and the Dub C Hooligans. All right, who wants it? I'm not gonna talk about my own matchup.
Oh, Josh should probably lead this one.
Yeah, I'll take it. So we got Gino against Tagovailoa. You can't go against Tua. I mean, as much as I think Gino's having a career year and he's actually a decent quarterback, Tua is going to crush this matchup. Jefferson having a good game. Debo and Jesse Palmer, or whatever his first name is. Justin Palmer. Whatever. I don't care. I just want. Yeah. He beat. You know what? Shut up, Bean. Peoples Jones, Mike Williams, and Tyreek. Oh man, if Peoples Jones wasn't in there, that'd be Judd all the way. I think, of course, I don't know. I think that's kind of a wash. If Tyreek does what he's capable of, he washes out Jefferson, and then the other two just kind of wash each other out. I don't know. It's kind of a wash. Connor against Chubb, or Connor and Chubb against McCaffrey and Stevenson. I got to give that one to Bean. Everett against Hayden Hurst. Oh man, that sucks. Both your tight ends are terrible, but I'm gonna give it to Hayden Hurst. Gibson against Pacheco. I'm gonna give it to Gibson. Kickers are about the same, probably end up the same. Tampa, I got to give that one to Tampa. So I'm going to give it to Jutt. I think Jutt's going to pull it out.
You gave it all to B the entire way. They gave it. I love it. All right, let me look at it. Let's see. So, yeah, you can't go against Tua in that matchup. Well, the issue there is if they get too far ahead and they don't throw it. But that could be the same thing with Geno and against Vegas. So I'll go with Tua there. Wide receivers, I got to give it to Bean. I mean, Jefferson's already having a good night. Debo, Palmer, hard to beat that. Running backs, Stevenson's having a decent night. You got McCaffrey. I give the running backs to Bean. Tight ends are terrible, like you said. I mean, I could have kept Everett in the 17th round. I should have probably done that. I didn't though. I took Brady instead, so whatever. That I'll give that to Bean there on the flex. Man, I mean that's a tough one because Pacheco and Gibson's kind of like they kind of go by game script there. I'll give Pacheco to Bean there. Kicker Young-Ho Koo, that's definitely a hooligans play. And Tampa Bay against Cleveland, I'll take that because I don't know that Arizona's even going to win that game. So I'm going to give it to Bean and a squeaker, I think, here.
All right, and then I
Outside
will.
of quarterback, I think Bean's got that covered.
My only hope at quarterback is that Miami is so far ahead that they not only game script and stop throwing, but they take him out of the game. They bench Tua before the game's over.
I'm telling you, man, if it gets where they bench Tua, it's because he threw 5 touchdowns to Tyreek Hill.
Right? Yeah,
So,
well, yeah.
I mean, I don't
that
know
was
if,
something I didn't consider the connection there. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if I would wish for that. I really don't.
it's yeah. Who knows, man? I am scared of the Tua and Tyreek. Honest to God, like last night when he still hadn't switched that man, I was just praying. I'm like, please don't let him notice that he's got his quarterback playing Thursday. But instead, I'm up against Tua and Hill's a scary combination. I'm not gonna lie. But right now with Jefferson doing what he's doing, and they're in the red zone right now, so who knows what's about to happen. Well, I guess we know now. But yeah, I would I think Jefferson, unless Hill really goes off, I think Jefferson's holding his own. I think Debo's better than Williams, and Palmer has just been lighting it up lately, so he's way better than Peoples Jones. I like McCaffrey and Stevenson over Connor and Chubb. Everett I mean, he's been playing well, but so is Hayden Hurst. I agree. I think that's kind of a wash between those two. Pacheco over Gibson. I think it's going to be a bulletproof kind of week. And Old Ironside is going to steal him away from Gibson, so Pacheco's going to take that one. Young Hui Koo is going to go off this week against Washington because Washington's defense is pretty strong. They're going to keep him out of the end zone, so it's just going to be long field goals. And I like Tampa Bay over Cleveland.
So you should be, according to you.
Are you picking yourself, Bean? Because that's what it sounds like.
I'm 100% taking myself. I think the only thing that could really destroy me is the Tua to Hill connect. If they go off, Juddy will take it. But other than that, I'm giving myself the swim. All right, so now the matchup of the week.
Matchup of the week.
Dun, dun, dun. What the hell was it? This one right here.
Yeah.
Disco and Possum.
Disco Inferno. Possum Magic. There's another name I would like to know the origin of. He's had some weird ass names though over the years.
When I started, he was Llamas in the Snow.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, now I will say his team names have not struggled as much as yours, Josh. But I think you are currently on a real winner. I like the Shawshank Athletics,
I've
but
been for 3 or
you
4 years.
yeah, you certainly had some growing pains prior to the Shawshank.
Oh, I was just named it all kinds of stuff. I was just naming it until I found something that stuck. Until I found something I liked, and this is it.
All right. Whose turn is it to run it down?
I believe it's yours, Bean.
Okay. Russell Wilson against Jalen Hurts. Give me Hurts all day long on the Sunday night game in prime time. Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, and Traylon Burks against Michael Pittman, Amon St. Brown, and Darius, and not Darius Slayton. What the hell's his first name? Is it Darius? Did I get it right? I don't know.
Yeah,
D
You're
Slayton.
right. It's serious.
I mean, I just because I'm looking at what St. Brown already did, I'm gonna have to go, those wide receivers. Zeke and Leonard and Uncle Lenny against Pierce and Jacobs. With what he's been doing, I think Jacobs is being disrespected with this projection. Um, I got to go Pierce and Jacobs, even with Zeke having a great day. Um, Taysom Hill against Dolcich.
Ooh.
Wow,
man,
that is very tough. Taysom Hill against San Fran.
$98 worth of Taysom, baby.
And Dulcich against Carolina.
Ace him all day, baby.
Yeah, I got to go Taysom. Just Dulcich just catching passes from fucking Russell Wilson. Um, Jerick McKinnon against Jones. Give me Jones all day there. McKinnon has not been, he's the pass catching running back, but uh, I think in that, well, I don't know, it's against the Rams, so they might be throwing a lot. Still, give me Jones over McKinnon. L. McPherson against Maher. Give me McPherson. San Fran D against New Orleans or Dallas against the Giants. Well, we see what Dallas did, so give me San Fran. Man, that's tough.
Hmm.
I'm give me Possum though on the strength of Hertz and St. Brown.
I don't know, man. I'd just like to point out Zeke outscored Pollard. Craig, if you're listening, you made it this far, Craig.
By
Zeke
over
outscored-
double.
It, don't rub it in, Bean. Don't rub it in.
Do you wish you had that 16.5 on your roster right now?
I wouldn't have played Zeke this week. I'd have played Najee, and I probably would have put a wide receiver in the flex. So it's a moot. I probably would have had Zeke on the bench.
Who he's got? Judy and Marshall sitting on the bench, and Tony.
I don't think Judy's gonna play.
Yeah, that's those are tough choices for him,
But I think the quarterbacks here is probably what's gonna hurt Disco the most. I think his wide receivers are better. St. Brown had a good game, but Waddle and Chase are both easily capable of matching that. I don't know. I think Disco is going to pull it out. Taysom Hill goes for 30. $3 per point there is what he's going to pay.
Yeah, I think the quarterback lineup there scares me a bit, but Russell Wilson is playing Carolina, so that's helpful. If Jamar Chase is in this game, that even with the St. Brown showing today, I think a Jamar Chase in there playing at 100%, which I don't know if he's going to be 100%. They would easily give that advantage to Disco. You already got Zeke in there showing that. I'd give the running back lean to Disco there. Taysom Hill, you never know what you're going to get there. But based the fact that he paid $98 for him, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. I would think Aaron Jones is probably the matchup there against McKinnon. Aaron Jones wins that one. We already see McPherson's probably going to outscore Maher there. I would think. Well, wait, why does he have one field? Oh, he missed a field goal. Okay, that's right. So he's looking at 3 points. San Francisco D against New Orleans, they're probably going to outscore Dallas. I would give it to Disco, even with his bench. If he has to throw somebody in there, Judy's probably not going to play, but he's got Carter in the running back spot. He had a bad week last week, but he's been pretty good other than that. I'm going to go Disco on this one. Get to 6-6, try to keep his playoff hopes alive.
That would pretty much eliminate Possum if he wins.
Yeah, with 2 weeks to go after this week, I would think so, yeah.
Disco needs it because of his point total. If he goes to 5-7, his point total is really going to hurt him. Possum has a decent point total, so at 5-7, he's got a little better shot than I think Disco does.
Yeah. All right, any parting shots, gentlemen?
I'm probably going to have the highest score in the league this week. Just saying.
No, you're not. That's cool that you think that, though.
Just saying.
You could have the second highest score.
You know
Not the
what?
highest.
I mean, Jacoby Myers has done nothing since that second catch, so I'm just saying.
Well, he probably
Let's get that out of the way.
Jacoby Myers is just setting up his legal briefs right now. He's going to drop a big lawsuit right there in the fourth quarter.
That's about all I got.
I have one parting shot, and I admit this is the first week all year that I did not listen to the podcast last week. So if they address this, I apologize, but I have to defend myself because of the absolute just besmirching of my character in regards to Weezer. Because what I said was that I did not like the Pinkerton album. The Pinkerton album, I believe it is poorly mixed. You can barely hear the vocals over how loud the guitars are mixed in that album, which is why I said it sounded like a garage band made that album instead of a professional band. I'm sure the songs are very good. I have no idea what he's saying because I can't barely pick out the lyrics because of how poorly it's mixed. The Blue album is phenomenal. I love the Blue album. I like Weezer as a band. It was the Pinkerton album that everybody thinks is amazing that I just don't see it. And that was my stance on Weezer, not the band as a whole.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump in there, and Weezer blows. You know what? I've never really liked Weezer. I think that they're probably the biggest bunch of pussies I've ever seen. I don't know. I just don't like Weezer. So, give me Pantera any day.
I mean, my 11-year-old daughter's favorite channels on Sirius are Lithium and Turbo. So I'm totally happy with whatever happens in this house at this point. She's 11 and knows all
Those
the
are my
top
favorite.
Stewie. So
Sirius XM, Lithium and Turbo.
yeah.
But when they do Weezer, I hate it. Lithium will play Weezer.
I mean, that picture I shared was pretty cool. Like, but Brady's like, here's this picture that we made at school, and it's just them photoshopped into the Weezer Blue album. Like, I didn't have any influence on this at all. Of course, Craig took all the credit. He's like, I'm pretty sure Buddy Holly was on the CD mix I gave your kids 5 years ago. So Craig just stepped right in there to take all credit. Like we don't listen to any good music in this house apparently, but whatever. That's fair.
So Brian and whoever else was in that conversation, if you guys made it this far, leave Bean alone because you can start picking on me now because Weezer blows.
All right. Well, anything else, gentlemen?
Nope. Happy Thanksgiving, folks.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Let's go. 3 more weeks to go to the playoffs. Let's have fun.
God, I hope I make it.
All right. Well, we gonna try the parting song here.
I don't even know how it goes. I barely ever make it this far.
Jim, are you ready?
Go ahead, Bede.
You do.
Coo, 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 coo.
It's like 3-part harmony. Yeah, that's good enough. Fuck
Good
it.
night, everybody.
Good night. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.